Greetings, hello to everyone out there in YouTube land. My name is Belle. Just like to take a few moments to gather my thoughts on video. Okay, so I'd like to share a few thoughts about where I am on my evolving spiritual path. And I think there's a couple reasons for sharing. One of the reasons for sharing is, like, the biggest reason is just that I hope it inspires you to reflect on your own spiritual path in a new way. Because I know I get a lot of inspiration from listening to what people share. And it's pretty random usually. It could be something online or something in a book or something I overhear or a discussion that I have. But you never know where you're going to get inspiration, and usually it's not just obvious inspiration in a literal sense. Usually, like, something can be a little bit depressing and I could take something optimistic from it almost as a kind of like an opposite reflection or something. So you never know exactly what your inspiration will be. Like, your inspiration from my video could be like, wow, I'm not going to do things that way. I know you have more of a sense of how you would do things for yourself. You could say to yourself, I know what I would do differently. So inspiration can work kind of in weird ways. But I did want to share some things from today. I just felt like making a video, basically. And then I'm going to draw a few tarot cards for a personal universal sense of things towards the end. So I'm reading a book by Stuart Wilde that I just got the other day from a used bookstore. And I don't know that much about him, but I've read a couple of his books. He has a lot of good, random, far-out tidbits. He's done a lot of meditation, he says. And so he's had different experiences that he likes to share. And I'm reading a book called Sixth Sense. And it's pretty interesting. I read the beginning and the introductory chapters, and then I was just flipping through it, reading different stuff, and I got to a part where he was talking about how much he wants to work on his shadow self because he had this experience that made it clear to him that we have all these unresolved emotions that we usually try to keep hidden from each other. So that really... not in like a literal sense of like I want to follow everything he was saying exactly, but just different things in general from the book, and especially the part about the shadow emotional self made me think about different things. And so first of all, in a broad sense, it made me think to myself that I'm not going to wait until I'm enlightened to live my life. I think I grew up as a perfectionist, so as soon as I hear the idea of enlightenment, I'm like, oh shit, like I better wait and not do anything or I'm gonna screw it up because I'm not enlightened, which obviously is like a stupid, horrible way of doing things. So it's about resolving that sense of perfectionism and being okay with things not being perfect. In fact, this can allow me to write more, because I've been kind of waiting. I didn't want to write about my spiritual path because I was like, well, how can I write about it if I'm not done? But you can see the stupidity or the conundrum there. It's like, well, you'll never be done and it's never perfect. And so this is a card from Magic of Flowers Oracle. This is how I would like to be perceived, right? Let's see if you can have it up here. Like, just in tune with nature is this perfect priestess, right? And that's how I would like to be perceived. And it doesn't, but it's like, it's so stupid because that's not who I am, right? So when I'm reading this book about Stuart Wilde, and he's talking about you better resolve those emotional hidden parts of yourself, I don't think I have to in any like weird way. Like, I don't think actually, I don't think you have to do anything except be respectful of yourself and others and treat people well. So I don't think I have to resolve these emotional parts of myself, but it makes me think, like, what like really cool things could happen if I did resolve these parts of myself. Like what hidden gems, what hidden benefits could I find from resolving these less than recognized parts of my emotional self? So what I found out, this might seem pretty hilarious, because I think I seem kind of, I don't know how I seem, but I think I seem kind of calm when I make these videos, but so that's why I think it's funny. I recognize my tremendous anger. Of course, you can laugh about it, afterwards. But so the hidden emotional parts of myself is this tremendous, enormous anger that I have, mostly about the past. So I've been really trying to cover it up, right? So I've been trying to do this like thing where it's like, look what a great person I am. I'm nice to people. I can treat people well. I can do whatever I want in terms of, but I can do whatever I want if I stay within the confines of being this cheerful, delighted person. And so like, that's not really who I am, right? It's one aspect of who I am. Like literally, I love to be nice to people sometimes if I'm in a good mood, and I like to see other people happy sometimes when I'm in a good mood. But I like tremendous anger, right? So it's like you're just trying to stuff it down, and it's not gonna work, and it's probably gonna make you bitter, which is what it makes me a lot of times. It makes me really bitter, and it makes you unable to be that authentic, because you always have to have this surface level facade of everything's great. Like everything's really great, but really you just feel this tremendous anger inside. It doesn't stop there though. So by recognizing my tremendous anger, what that led to was wanting to actually do what I want to do in my life and enjoy it. It's like I've been waiting to be enlightened, or I've been waiting for when I'm not bitter and angry in order to do things, and I can't wait for that. It's never gonna work out that way. I just have to take my bitterness and anger with me. And one thing I wrote down too is that I don't believe in taking out your emotions on other people. That's horrible. So I'm not saying that you should recognize these unresolved emotions by unleashing them. That's not the point. But just being honest with yourself. And hopefully, if you're more honest with yourself about your emotions, then you're even less likely to accidentally be irritable or snap at someone. So hopefully. Let me go back to the other part. So I want to actually, work on my projects in life that I want to work on, which are different writing ideas or music stuff or whatever it is I've been wanting to do but basically putting off because I felt kind of sheepish. I felt like just different tough times from the past made me really hesitant to live the life that I really want to live. So I'm learning to finally realize that there's nothing I can do about the past, and I need to let go of it. And to finally let go of the past. So anyway, by recognizing my tremendous anger, another thing that it does is it allows me to kind of take off that pressure of trying to always keep the anger hidden. So you recognize it and give it some little space to breathe without taking it out on anyone else. And then I realized that I actually do have a lot of positive aspects to my life, a lot of contentment, and a lot of projects I can do that are really fulfilling. And as soon as I allow myself to stop being a perfectionist, to stop waiting until I'm enlightened, which, we'll see what happens. But I think we have enlightening moments. I don't believe in one threshold of enlightenment. Personally, maybe other people feel differently, of course. I forget where I was going with that exactly, but just trying to say that recognizing the hidden emotions really worked out for me today. And I don't think this is the end of the story. Like, I don't think you can realize something one day and then just never come back to it again. I think it's kind of a little bit more involved than that. But I don't know. That was about all I wanted to say. Tremendous anger. That's the thing that sticks out to me about this. I don't think I said the part about responsibility. It's almost like when we have all this bitterness and anger, when we recognize it and we're honest with ourselves about how much we have it, then I want to take more responsibility for my life finally. So I guess by recognizing your hidden emotions, maybe it gets you out of that victim feeling, that victim mentality, whatever people always say about being a victim and not feeling that way. But I think you have to honestly not feel like you're a victim anymore. You can't pretend like you don't feel like a victim anymore, or you'll still be in that phase of your life. So you really have to honestly decipher how you're feeling. So these are my thoughts today on this. I'm gonna draw 3 Crystal Visions tarot cards for a personal universal reflection. Let's see what they have to tell us. I'm just gonna shuffle them and draw them real quick. I don't know if they'll reflect, I don't know if they're gonna reflect anything of what I've been discussing or not. We'll see. One thing that makes me feel better about doing these videos is that not very many people watch them. So it makes me feel like it's just like more personal. And I know like anyone could potentially watch it, but it's a small niche of spiritual awesomeness. Okay. Let's draw 3 cards from Crystal Visions Tarot. See what they've got to reflect, if anything. Probably something to reflect. Okay. The first card is Ace of Pentacles. It's really cool. This is like a positive one. I've been talking about all this emotional stuff and how I feel about it, which might be more like cups and swords. But this is Ace of Pentacles. Like, get grounded, feel that earthy sense of aliveness. I really like this. Whoa, the next card is the Chariot. This could be about, I said I wanted to work on more projects. So this could be about guiding my emotions, guiding the different personal forces in my life so that I can go in the direction that I want to. The last one is the Hanged Man. So this is an invitation to look at things from a different perspective and go deeper into the richness of life. Don't just stay on the surface. Don't just feel angry. Go beneath the anger, dig deeper, and see what else there is there to find. Like if life is like this gigantic ocean and you're sailing your boat on the surface, you might want to get out some scuba diving gear and start investigating the other parts of life at these rich levels of this ocean of consciousness. I don't know. So if you found this video, I hope that you just took some themes that you could apply to your own life. Like, one of the things you could take from it could be just being honest with yourself in a personal way about your emotions, and never taking them out on others, but just like journaling or spending some time by yourself, and, you know, discussing it with other people, but never taking it out on them. So being honest with yourself about your emotions, being honest with yourself about where you are and are on your spiritual path, and not trying to make it inflated in any way, because you can't really lie to yourself for very long about where you are on your spiritual path. I think it comes around and you're like, wait a minute, if I was really so enlightened or so I don't know. Okay, I was about to say if we're so enlightened, maybe we wouldn't have these problems, but I don't think there's anything, like some people say that the human earthly plane of existence is some low place in this hierarchy of spiritual places. But I don't really think that's true, because I see people having a lot of courage to thrive here on earth. So that takes a lot in different ways. I know everyone has challenges in different ways. So I don't think there's a hierarchy of spiritual planes, even though some people would say that there definitely are, but I don't think there are. Or even if there are, I don't think we're in some low place. I think if you're honest with yourself, you're working through different things, like what better work is there to do than what the work that we're doing here? Maybe not. Maybe there's nothing better. Maybe we can just craft the life that we want here, and maybe we don't have to wait until we get to the 7th spiritual plane of awesomeness. Maybe we can just bring the awesomeness and craft our life here. So I hope you've taken some tidbits, such as emotional honesty. From the cards, we got maybe some grounding, maybe some digging deeper into the richness of life, learning to steer your chariot in the way that's right for you, so that you're honest and yet you're still going in the direction that you want to go in. Okay, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to do a wholehearted namaste. It's almost a cliche now, but I really mean it. I really hope that you're doing well on your spiritual path. And if not, I hope you get some help from friends and family until you are doing well on your spiritual path. And I will see you next time.